On today's episode of the Daily Caller podcast, former Director of National Intelligence has a story to sell you. More accurately, he has a book to sell you. James, the Clapper is on a book tour that is being greeted by the liberal media like two other recent book tours for James Comey and Michael Wolfe, who are treated as conquering heroes of the Like Wolfe and Comey, Clapper is having difficulty backing up his assertions, in this case that the intelligence community spied on the Trump campaign to protect it. Listen to today's show. The idea that the FBI needed to spy on the Trump campaign in order to save it is like Nicolas Cage in National Treasure, where he had to steal the Declaration of Independence in order to save it from being stolen by a really bad guy. Unlike National Treasure, where Cage tried to warn the National Archives of the gathering threat, Clappy and his fellow travelers didn't bother to inform anyone in the Trump campaign that the Russians, allegedly, were trying to infiltrate them. Why? If you're afraid someone is attempting something nefarious to the point that you'd spy on Americans to protect them, wouldn't you do the ultimate, heading them off at the pass, and inform them? So they wouldn't even risk accidentally falling down that rabbit hole. Not if you wanted to gather dirt on them, which seems to be what the deep state really has as its objective. James Clapper said Russian meddling and interference in the 2016 campaign was so extensive that he thinks it had a direct impact on the outcome of the election. https://t.co/jensrosijpic.twitter.com/ddsjbub1a@1a May 23, 2018. On his book tour, the Clap is saying he believes the Russians not only tried to interfere with the election, but they actually flipped it and won it for Trump. Hillary Clinton's campaign spent nearly $1.5 billion, more than 2 to 1 what Trump spent, and still lost. Was it because of the several thousands of dollars alleged Russian agent spends on ridiculous Facebook memes, or was it because she was an awful candidate the public had gotten to know over 30 years and decided they wanted no part of? We answer that question on today's show. Subscribe to the Daily Caller podcast on iTunes. Subscribe to the Daily Caller podcast on Stitcher. Subscribe to the Daily Caller on SoundCloud. Special counsel Robert Mueller is attempting to block the trial of Concord Management and Consulting, one of the companies charged by him as members of the conspiracy to influence the election. By law, they are entitled to a speedy trial. But Mueller is trying to deny them that because he never expected any of the 13 defendants he charged to actually want a trial. He expected them to hide in Russia. But Concord called his bluff, and now Mueller is in panic mode, saying he needs more time than the legally required 70 days after filing charges. Either he has the goods or he doesn't. Either the indictments were legitimate and backed up by evidence, or they were for show so his office could claim an accomplishment and advance a narrative. What is Mueller afraid of? We discuss. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell speaks during a news conference following the NFL owners' meeting in New York City, October 17, 2017. Reuters, Brendan McDermott and the NFL thinks they've solved their national anthem problem. The league has introduced a fine and penalty for teams where anyone does not stand at attention for the song before the start of any game. Roger Goodell and the gang trying to have it both ways? Will it work? Will fans return? Probably not. Listen to find out why. The Daily Caller podcast is a daily look and mocking of the news from a conservative perspective. Hosted by Derek Hunter, it is available in audio form Monday to Thursday and will have a video option on Fridays. Derek Hunter is a columnist and contributing editor for the Daily Caller and author of Outrage, Inc., How the Liberal Mob Ruined Science, Journalism, and Hollywood, from HarperCollins, available June 19. Pre-order a copy here. Send compliments and complaints to via email protected, or follow him on Twitter at @DerekHunter. Tags: Deep State, Donald Trump, James Clapper, NFL, Robert Mueller, Russia.